Welcome to the Myth Files. Today's episode, Hidden Geniuses, the podcast where we bust myths, spotlight brilliance, and rewrite the history books, one overlooked genius at a time. Today, we're diving into a myth that's floated around longer than most of us have had email. You've probably heard it before. A man invented Wi-Fi. Well, no, he didn't. The true origin of wireless technology starts with someone who very few history books mention. Someone who was once crowned the most beautiful woman in the world, and also just happened to invent the foundation for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. Her name was Hedy Lamarr, and today, we're setting the record straight. Let's rewind to 1930s Austria. Hedy Lamarr, born Hedwig Kiesler, is a teenage actress lighting up European cinema. But behind the camera, her life is far from glamorous. At just 19, she marries a wealthy arms dealer who supplies weapons to fascists, including Hitler and Mussolini. Through her marriage, she gains access to secret military meetings and begins to grasp the terrifying scale of warfare. But she's not staying. Hedy plans her escape, literally disguises herself as a maid and flees the country, leaving behind wealth, danger, and the rising tide of war. She makes it to London, then to Hollywood, and becomes an overnight sensation. Algiers, Ziegfeld Girl, Samson and Delilah, she's dazzling, mysterious, unstoppable. But Hollywood only saw her looks. What they missed was her mind. Between film shoots, Hedy was inventing. She had a full lab set up in her trailer. She read engineering textbooks for fun. She sketched out blueprints while the cameras weren't rolling. And when World War II broke out, she decided that entertaining America wasn't enough. She wanted to help fight fascism. At the time, the US Navy faced a dire problem. Enemy forces could easily jam the radio signals guiding Allied torpedoes, making them useless. It was costing lives and missions. Hedy had an idea. She teamed up with George Antheil, a composer who worked with self-playing pianos, and together they created a system that could hop between radio frequencies, making the signal almost impossible to jam. They called it a secret communication system, and it worked. Hedy's design used 88 frequencies, the same number as piano keys, to rapidly shift the signal in unpredictable patterns. It was brilliant, elegant, and way ahead of its time. In 1942, they patented it. US patent number 2092-387, filed under her legal name, Hedy Kiesler Markey. It could have saved countless lives. But that's not how the story went. The Navy shelved it. They told her, no joke, that she could be more helpful by using her beauty to sell war bonds. So she did. In just one night, Hedy Lamarr helped raise over $7 million, the equivalent of more than $100 million today. But her invention was ignored, dismissed. It wasn't until the 1960s that the military quietly started using frequency hopping. And decades later, that same concept would become the basis for the wireless communication we use every single day. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cell phones, GPS, all built on a foundation laid down by Hedy Lamarr. But by the time the world caught up, Hedy was living in isolation. Her Hollywood spotlight had faded, and almost no one knew the truth about her hidden genius. It wasn't until the 1990s that tech historians began to unravel the truth. This wasn't coincidence. This wasn't luck. Hedy Lamarr was first. And in 2014, long after her passing, she was finally inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. She once said, "The brains of people are more interesting than the looks, I think." She was right. So let's revisit that myth one more time. Only men built the technologies that shape our world. False. Hedy Lamarr, refugee, actress, inventor, proves that brilliance can come in unexpected forms. She wasn't just a screen icon. She was a trailblazer, a rebel, a thinker decades ahead of her time. So the next time you open your laptop, stream a song, check your GPS, remember her name, Hedy Lamarr. Because without her, none of it works. That's it for today's episode of Hidden Geniuses. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe, share, and help us bring forgotten brilliance back into the light. Until next time, keep questioning what you've been told.